Alright, before we get started, the most important point for this stuff whenever we have videos to do is that you have to make sure you watch the complete video if you want credit on it. If you don't watch the complete video, your grade actually will drop, and this is the 10% portion of your grade, so make sure that you go all the way to the end. I will know because there's a question at the end, and if you don't answer it, then it doesn't show up in the book. This video here is just to introduce you real quick to the process of how we're going to start most of our days. You were given a homework grade, and I do mean given a homework grade last semester by just participating and showing up. That was because I just wanted you to get used to actual process of showing up, doing some work, showing up and doing some work. But this time around you actually have to earn your points. The good news is, again, as long as you try, you should be fine. Again, should be is the key thing. I won't promise that you will be because there is actual skill involved in this semester around, and you need to make sure that you're ready for that. The bad news is if you don't try, then you're going to really stand out because of the fact that this is computerized. Last semester when it was on paper, if you didn't do it, if you didn't work, I didn't notice. But now that it's on computers, what's going to happen is over the course of a week or so, everybody else is going to have like grades here and grades here and grades here and grades here and a grade here, and you're going to have like this there, which is going to show that you're not doing your job, which is going to mean that I'm going to have to find some way to kind of either convince you to do your work or convince you just to, find another option for class. But bottom line is, if you're not doing your job, my job is to make you uncomfortable enough or find a way to convince you to do it, but sometimes that is just in making you uncomfortable. So if you don't want that attention on you, please just do what we ask you to do, and life will be pretty easy. If you look around you, you should notice that there's a poster somewhere on the wall. I don't know where. I think I put them in the front. I think if this is the room and this is the chalkboard, I'll try to put one somewhere up here, somewhere on this wall, and somewhere on that wall, so that wherever you are, you can kind of glance up. But what you should see is just a reminder of your Math XL, because Math XL is not based off of your lunch pen like it is in my 5-weight classes. It's based off of your computer number, and so the code that you will use is SSHS, which is Springfield Southeast High School. You're in 134A, and then you'll put your computer number. Don't just put the number there. Obviously that's going to be everybody. So what happens is, if you look at the front of your computer, or you have computer 6, then you would type in SSHSA6 as your username. So again, this is your username, this is your password. If you had computer number 27, you would type in SSHSA27, and then student with a capital S is the key thing there. That is a capital S, but student, regular student, not plural students, but student 1. No matter what computer you have, the password is the same. I don't try to set this up to where it's complicated. I don't need anything major going on. I just need you to make sure you understand how everything works. Today your Math XL is going to be looking at one-step equations, and only one-step equations. If you don't have a calculator right now, make sure you pause the video. Or actually, no, I won't say it. Well, I would, because you probably want to make sure you can type this stuff in. But definitely get a calculator before you get to the Math XL, because if you don't, it won't work. You are going to be doing Math XL on your own, because you should be able to do these answers on your own, especially because we're spending time here to where you can actually hear what's going on. The examples that we're looking at here, 14x is equal to negative 98. Hopefully you remember from last semester that this means that 14 and x are being multiplied. Again, that's 14 times x. And since we want to undo that, we undo multiplication with division. And so what we would do is divide by 14, because we divide by whatever's attached to x. These two would cancel officially. You bring down x equals, you grab your calculator, you type in whatever's on the top, negative 98, divided by whatever's on the bottom, which is 14. You get the answer of negative 7, and that is all. On the other one, 204 equals 17k. Again, 17 is what's attached to k, so we need to get this off of the k. And so we divide, because they're being multiplied, by 17, divide by 17. We do 204 divided by 17, and we get the answer of 12. And again, keep the 12 over here, bring down your equals, bring down your k. On the computer, you're not going to have to show this part, because the division part really is complex, and so that's why we're starting you here, so you can kind of get used to that part. But like I said, on the computer you don't need to show the division, you just need to actually just type the division process, which I hope you understand. You divide by whatever is here. You could use a piece of paper if you want, but I am trying to set this up to where you can do it without paper to save you from having any silly time there. But again, looking at this, what we have is negative 234 equals 13n. And with this problem being set up the way it is, I'm going to do it the way we would do it on the computer. And what it is we want to get rid of the 13. And since we want to get rid of the 13, it means 13 would be on the bottom. And so in my calculator, I would type negative 234 divided by 13, which gives me negative 18. And on your computer, you're going to type negative 18 here. The equal sign's already there, and the n is already over here. The only thing you'll have to really type is that box right there for right now. Now, eventually you will have to show more and more, but for right now, I just want you to build up the skill of solving. I have to work on this because the better you are at solving, the better you're going to be at algebra, and since we are moving at a pace where we can do this kind of stuff, I'm going to be making sure that we keep practicing skills and getting you better at them. Last one, 9c equals 171. Again, in this case, I need to get rid of this 9, which means that 9 should drop to the bottom. Again, on the computer, you're going to see C and equals, which is automatically telling you that 9 is going to move. All we have to do is 171 divided by 9, which is, as you see, 19. And again, that's the only box that's going to be on your computer. There are a few of those on there for you to answer. Just make sure, again, you do whatever you have to do to get them done. The material is going to build on itself. Again, today you're doing this. Tomorrow you'll probably be doing something like 10x minus 17 equals negative 96, which means that if you don't know how to do the first step, then when you add this step to it, which would be 10x equals some number, and then divide by 10, that's where we are now. I am going to be building you out of that. So even if your solving isn't all the way back up to speed yet, as long as you do your job every day, you should be fine. Again, for those of you who did not do your job every day last semester, you probably found out that things did not work out. Some of you caught on time, but again, just make sure you do what you're supposed to do. You are working on being more independent this time around. But again, be sure to ask for assistance as soon as you realize you're stuck. If we're walking around, which I hope to be walking around the room just kind of making sure everything's good, don't be ashamed to just stop me and say, hey, I don't get this stuff, because the moment that you allow the information to just pass you by is the moment you are going to work your way towards a big old F. So if you don't mind going back to Google Classroom, there should be a MathXL link somewhere there. Log in using that SSHSA stuff, and then go ahead and work to finish the assignment. Again, you're working to finish it. You may not finish it today because of the crazy stuff going on today, but go ahead and log in. There is a question about to pop up, so make sure you answer that question before you quit. And that is it. Other than that, like I said, good luck, and that is our day today.